Now, lying awake in the period before dawn and worrying, by E.J. Fry. I lie in the dark and consider the issue of a list. Not a Christmas list, unfortunately. Or at least, not that kind. On this list, you would be losing. You would be surprised by that, I think. And that would probably be another entry into the con column, your lack of awareness. But I haven't officially started list making yet, and I shouldn't admit half-considered entries, not on a subject of such importance. That would be unfair. Before I engage with the list question, I allow myself to listen to the hum of the refrigerator. It has been a good investment. Perhaps the best I've ever made. It has more storage space than the old one, much more. It's twice the size. And I'll make my money back on it within 2 years with all the batch cooking it'll let me do. I could probably do it even quicker if we stopped getting takeaways. Maybe within 18 months. But you said it was important to live a little. You can't take it with you, Nick. That's what you said. But that depends on where we're going, doesn't it, Matt? Beyond the grave? No. Beyond Margate? Yes. I wonder if, post-list, I would get to keep the fridge. I did buy it, after all. I don't think you even like it. I've never heard you say anything about its ice function, for example. Not even last Friday when I made us silly Christmas cocktails at 5 o'clock and put yours next to your laptop saying, ice? You didn't seem to think that was a strange thing to say, when really it was quite strange. Especially as it was the first word we'd exchanged since lunch. I mean, I'm not well versed in Inuit culture or in the culture of anywhere beyond the south coast, really, but I'd be surprised if ice was an accepted conversational starter anywhere. You didn't remark upon it, though. Perhaps because you didn't try your drink until the ice was gone, leaving the glacé cherry floating in a lime green bath with a salted rim, like some sort of alcoholic volcanic vent. When you did try it, you made a bit of a face. And I thought, really? And well, that's not very grateful. But I didn't say anything. Because although you had your headphones on, and although they were the noise reduction ones I got you last Christmas, I could still hear how unhappy Tim was with your team. I wonder what Tim would say when you told him. Perhaps you wouldn't tell him. You're all home-based since they closed the office, so it might not come up until your quarterly sales meeting in Hastings. And you might have found someone new by then. Or be happily single. You might give in to Tim's requests to join the team on a night out, rather than telling him that you have plans and then coming back to me and Margate, to our battered sofa and tiny TV. That'd probably be a pro. That you always choose to be at home rather than elsewhere. But I need to give it some proper thought. Because the other side of that, of course, is that we don't ever go anywhere. There might not be many places to go in Margate, but they say it might snow this year. And it'd be nice to think we might do things. Coastal things. Walks, even. Nothing that costs. None of the winter kayaking and paddleboarding and kite surfing that seems to have popped up overnight. With 5% body fat and year-round tans, all clad in figure-hugging neoprene. None of... Oh, do answer the phone. Please. Thank you. Just turn it off. It's easy done. Thank you. None of winter kayaking and paddleboarding and kite surfing that seems to have popped up overnight with 5% body fat and year-round tans, all clad in figure-hugging neoprene. None of that, no. A walk and some talking, that'll do me. Maybe stopping at one of the huts, if it's cold, and sharing a hot chocolate or some chips. Although the gulls might come for those, and I really don't like birds. So I'd probably rather just have some McCains on the sofa. That'll be fine. Nice, even. But we need to do something, some things. You always choosing to be here feels less like a pro when you never want to be anywhere else. You're stirring now, and I'm trying to lie still, holding a breath. I hope I haven't been thinking out loud again. Maybe you're just having a fidget. Yes, here comes your arm across me, and with it your scent. Thick, heavy, masculine. And, fine, I'll admit it, sexy. It shouldn't be. When we lived in Clifton Street on the ground floor and with our bedroom facing the road, we couldn't have the window open. I slept a little better back then. And when I came back to bed after my morning pee, I would get the accumulated smells of the night, and you should know that it was beyond ripe. That should have ruined your scent for me. But it hasn't. I've always liked the heat of you. The way you radiate through the night. A 6-foot furnace simmering beneath the sheets. And now we have a bedroom on the 3rd floor. The context of your scent has changed. The window can only open a fraction, 10 centimetres or so, but it means the room's a little fresher. So now, when you move in the night, especially if you lift an arm, I get a whiff of you, and I am undone. I can smell what you haven't been able to or haven't wanted to tell me about your day. Or at least the emotional signature of it. The emotional impact. I feel so close to you then. As if you're finally sharing yourself with me. If I do make a list, your night scent will be my first pro, and I'm not even going to apologise for that. The motor on the fridge freezer has whirred into action again. You turn away from the noise, your back to me, and sleep on. The old fridge freezer was much louder. You made me close the kitchen door because of its whining, that's what you called it. This one's too quiet to intrude on your sleep, so I get to listen to the hum. And I like that, because I can use it however I like. Because I can use the sound however I like. Sometimes I use it as white noise, drowning out specificity and just allowing myself to be a person. No, less specific even than that. A body, a weight in a bed, suspended, with no thinking to be done or decisions to be made. I am just here, and that is all I owe to myself. All I owe to you. At other times, I use the fridge's hum as a reminder of what it is to be certain about something. That change is needed sometimes, and that I can make it happen. The hum also reminds me what a return on a good investment looks like. Even if it didn't have double the storage or the retro 1950s looks, the fridge is AA rated. Our old one was a D. You didn't care when I said that that was embarrassing. We all need to do our bit for the environment, I said. Where's the point of recycling when we have Mr. CFC chugging away right next to the council's colour-coded bags? We even had that guide stuck to the door for a while. But once I realised you were never going to sort the rubbish, I peeled off the white tack, put that back in its packet, and the guide went into the blue bag, cardboard and paper. Where is the motor's hum taking me tonight? Or is it Christmas morning already? It must be about 7. Or maybe even later. The sky is certainly lightening, and normally I would check my watch, flash the backlight on with a quick press, but you've pinned my left arm with your shoulder, and I don't want to risk waking you. Instead, I'll watch the sky. The BBC said the sun was due at 8:05 today. Before you came to bed last night, I read the instruction manual for the fridge freezer again. I understand most of it now. As you said, it's not complicated. But I wanted to be prepared in case she should break. Some of the reviews said that this model broke all the time, and that one man seemed to have had an awful time. You remember, you spent a Sunday morning reading his Amazon reviews to me in bed, doing your best Larry Grayson impersonation, until I had to beg you to stop before my laughter triggered an asthma attack. But ours has been as good as gold so far. If she did go, though, I'd want to fix her. Not just because of the cost of an engineer, although that doesn't help, but also because of her nighttime hum is such a comfort to me. I'd like to return the favour. That's also why I cooked all the party food the other night. We'd crammed too much into the freezer, and the door would barely shut. I felt bad for her. And then I felt bad when I threw those pigs in blankets away, but you said you were stuffed, and I'm trying to lose a bit of weight. Yes, resolutions and all that. That might be another con, I think. That you don't seem to care about how I look. I mean, obviously, that's my responsibility, really, not yours. But it would be nice to have some support, or even some criticism, some engagement. I'm never going to look like those neoprene men, even if they invented a wetsuit which was shaping somehow, contouring. But I could look better than this, if you wanted me to, if you helped me to, and if we stopped getting takeaways. But the morning is here now, so I'm going to stop thinking about the list. I've reached 3 possible cons before dawn, and they again outnumber the probable pluses. To be fair, one of the pluses, your smell, is a definite plus. But it was also yesterday's plus. And last Tuesday's too. Your Larry Grayson impersonation would also be a definite plus, but somehow that was almost a year ago now, that morning. That laughter. So I don't know if I could count it. Which leaves me at 3 new cons and no new pluses. They're all still maybe cons, of course, and not just today's, all of them. I haven't given any of it enough thought yet, and I might feel differently if I was writing the list for real. Which I think I should. Not today, not on Christmas, but perhaps this weekend. I could do it while you watch the festive specials. I could sit in here, and if you agree to put your headphones on, I could listen to her hum, and that would help my thinking. Then I could make the list, followed by a decision, and we could move on with our lives, one way or another. You've left the curtains open again. Con. And I'm not sure that needs much further consideration, but I will put it through due process, I promise. I won't be rash. So the morning's light is on your skin, in your hair, turning your stubble golden. And you are beautiful. You must have felt my eyes on you because you've turned over. And now you're putting your hand out to my face, putting your fingers in my hair. You're smiling at me. You ask me if I've been awake for long, and your thumb strokes my cheek as you say that I look tired. And your eyes are soft and kind and clear. I wonder what goes on in that head of yours, Nick Murray, you say. Oh, I start to reply, not much. But you've already made your way to the bathroom. And so I lie here, listless